What's good, my G's? Hi, welcome to the weekends. My name's Kezia Malum.
My name is Michelle.
And yeah, we're Eggcorn girlies.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm tired.
It's the weekend, babes. How can you be tired?
Because I'm working.
Chilling on the weekend like usual.
That's why, because I'm working. Listen, if I talk about how busy my weekend is, you guys, listen. And the thing is, yeah, you can't even dodge it. Do you know why? Because we're in T-Pain's economy.
Babes, for real, it's really hard out here.
Guys, you know what these people bar when exam is coming up and they're telling you, oh, exam is hard. And when it's now time to write the exam, they now pass. Is this one or because you say, oh, I'm tired, I'm working hard, but look how soft she looks. It's people like me that are toiling. We look tired. Can you see 25 eye bags on the one eye?
Girl, you look good. What do you mean?
Listen, the point, thank you for the compliment.
You're welcome.
The point is this for me, right? If you're in your 20s and you live in Nigeria, you live in Lagos, there is a 80% chance that you have a side hustle. Am I lying or am I telling the truth?
For real.
And why is that? It's because
we need this money.
Nigeria is Nigerian and we need this money.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know what's not talked about enough, especially like with our generation. Maybe it's not that it's not talked about enough,
still
but like
on the G.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people are too busy working to talk about it. But like, let's actually talk about the balance between having a side hustle and having a 9-to-5. Like I've mentioned before, we're both Eggcorn girlies, which means we have 9-to-5s. But outside of that, I'm a musician, I'm a singer-songwriter, I'm a producer, I'm an artist, and Miss Mimi is...
Ooh, I am your designer girly. I am also into like fashion, into just being pretty and... I mean, I try. I hope I am doing a good job at it.
You're killing it.
Thank you.
You're killing it. And so it just comes back down to the fact of, or down to the question rather of, how do you make it work? Do you want to start? Because I don't even know where to start from.
Okay. So 9-to-5. So just balancing your day-to-day task and just making sure that you come through in like both areas of your life, which is like your work, which is obviously very important, corporate job or whatever it is that we're doing during the day. And also the other things that we do on the side that, you know, puts extra money in our pocket, but also things that maybe we're probably even just growing. It doesn't even have to be a side hustle. It could just be like a side project, something you're passionate about. So yeah, honestly, like Kez, I don't know how you do it because your work ethic, amazing. Like this girl, apart from she's our head of operations, but like Kez is like a full-time musician. She has gigs, like she's actually performing, interviews, all of the things that you do to like put yourself out there, babes. Like honestly, like it's not even a 9-to-5, it's like a 9 to like 8:55. Do you sleep? For real.
Can you see the eye bags?
Okay, wait.
I mean, do you know what? See.
It's not that bad, girl. It's not that bad. But yeah, you work really, really hard.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like in your 20s, like this, if you're not working, especially in Lagos, if you're not taking on extra work to like keep things going, then what are you doing? I think I kind of want to segue from this part of the conversation into what to do when it looks like you're putting in so much into your side hustle. Maybe you're the kind of person that wants to transition from your 9-to-5 into your side hustle full time, right? Because that's what a lot of us want to do, and you know, eventually. Like, what do you do when you're putting in so much into your side hustle and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel? You can't see the time where you can finally go into doing this thing full time. Like, how do you maintain the motivation to keep going? But also, I want to add an additional question to it to say, how do you still maintain excellence in your 9-to-5 whilst chasing your dream in your side hustle and making that full time? Because at the end of the day, you have to show up 100% for both. So I guess let me start from talking from my own perspective. I think one thing for me is the day I decided that I wanted to do the thing that is my side hustle, or I won't call it my side hustle, they're both full-time for me, the day I decided I wanted to do that thing was the day I decided that I'm going to show up every day 100%, which means even though I'm tired, even though I don't feel like it, whatever, I still have to show up. And then committing to showing up to my side hustle or my other gig 100%, it then made me commit to showing up to my 9 to 5 100%. And the reason why is because I realized that in order for me to effectively and smoothly flow in my side hustle or whatever it is, I need to make sure that there was no stone left unturned in my 9 to 5, meaning my boss is not checking for me to see if I've completed P's, or he's not calling me that you haven't done this, you haven't done that. So I guess it was for me creating a structure and a system for myself that allowed my life to become second nature to me. Everything that I'm doing right now has become second nature to me, just so that I can make it work, just so that I can get to the point where my side hustle or my outside gig can become full-time. So, I mean, let me ask you that question. How have you maintained that motivation? How have you maintained that motivation to, stay locked in with your styling or architecture, whatever it is you're doing, and still show up for your 9 to 5?
So I think thanks, babes, for that question. But yeah, I think a very big part of that is also like leadership. So for instance, our boss is pretty he trusts us to be independent and get the work done. So I think leadership and just being good at delegation is a really big part of that. So it's kind of we just need to get our task done at the right time. We are very proactive individuals. And I think we just are pretty much good at getting work done and also communicating with everyone else on the team. So it's kind of we have that good working relationship with everyone in the office. So the way we operate in Eggcorn is actually pretty sustainable. So that's what I would say. And yeah, so once everything is moving well, and like you said, structure, very important. Once you have that structure, once you have that stability, you can begin to see where, okay, you have these areas where you have these little maybe pockets of time that you can take out to maybe just check in on that thing you're doing on the side. So for instance, for a very long time, not for a very long time, but I'm the kind of person that my side gig is mostly I kind of unlike you have to push what you're pushing. Me, on the other hand, is kind of I try to make sure I have a choice to turn down things because I don't really like stress. I really, really love convenience. So it's kind of if something isn't convenient, I'm not going to take it on. And it's just easier for me. I think that a very big part of what I do on the side is mostly because I'm at a level where I can still manage, I can still turn down things. You're at a different level where it's kind of we have to keep pushing, we have to keep hitting these marks and these milestones. Our goals are super important. I think I'm still pretty much chilled, but very soon it might not be chilled anytime soon. Things might change. But the truth is that as long as you're doing what you need to do at the right time, when there's a time when there's maybe a lot in another aspect, the side hustle or the main 9 to 5, it's just okay, you can, because to be honest, we can't always be 100% at both all the time. Maybe one might, stagger a little bit. But so far as we are able to make up for it in a later date and also just make it work, I think yeah.
So I really like what you said about having the option to choose and, knowing what you want to take on and what you don't want to take on. But then you also mentioned something prior to that, leadership. But you spoke about it in terms of leadership in the office and how our boss leads us and allows us to do, certain things and trust us to do certain things. But I think I want to bring it back down to leadership of ourselves and how that ties into having the choice to choose what you want to do and what you don't want to do. So, for example, if you're able to lead yourself as an individual and define what you want to do for yourself and define how your side gig is going to be structured and move, right? then it will now give you the liberty and the freedom later on down the line to say no and say yes to what you want to, because you've created a structure that gives you that freedom. And even though we're in different industries, very different industries, and mine's more music oriented, and obviously, like you said, I have to show up more and be more visible and everything. Again, creating that structure does allow me, eventually down the line, it does allow me the options to choose and not choose what I want to do. And then in the long run, does allow me to create a better balance between my 9 to 5 and my other gig that I'm doing. And so, yeah, I think it's just, if we want to kind of like encourage anyone who is a young person and they have a 9 to 5 and they have a side hustle, or they have a side hustle that is not paying them right now and they're trying to look for a 9 to 5 to at least like keep their head above water before they get to the point where they can do their side gigs full time. My advice, first of all, to you is that create structure, but lead yourself first. Once you learn to lead yourself first and establish what you really want to do, and you're clear about what you really want to do, it makes everything that much more easier. It's not going to be easy, but it will become easier when you can lead yourself better and create that structure. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, like what you said, creating that structure, discipline, super, super important. I think once you're able to discipline yourself, set targets, and also not, I would say, overload yourself with too much stuff at first. Try and make it gradual. Try and make sure that you're just putting like all of these things in check in like your day job, because the last thing you want to do is disappoint anyone. I'm a very, very big believer of like showing up. So I don't think any role is too small for anybody. I feel like you need to give it your all. Like, yes, we have dreams. Like one day we're going to be Dangote, but like for real, guys, like at the very beginning, we need to like be humble, put our head down, be locked in, and just like, yeah, like what goes around comes around. So like I'll say pay your dues. But I know like we don't want to be hearing pay your dues. So we just want to hit it quick, right?
It's so real.
But like
so real.
we still have to like, show up, guys. So yeah, I'll say that's pretty much what I would say. Yeah.
I know that we've dragged it on a little bit long, but I just want to touch on that whole paying your dues thing.
Yeah.
Because everyone hates it. Everyone actually, like not everyone, most people hate it. And fair enough. I mean, so I phrase it this way: you have to serve someone else's dream before you serve yours, which sounds kind of scary. Not scary, it can be scary, because when you think about the time that you will put into serving someone else's dream, sometimes it can be months, it can be years, right? But you need to remember that you're literally sowing seeds. And when you do that,
Preacher.
listen, when you do that, it'll make the journey
Cannot
better.
reap where he did not sow.
No, for real though. Actually, it be like that. It be like that. You can't just wake up one day and say, I want to be Dangote or whatever. Like,
and you don't actually know like what somebody else has actually put in.
Exactly.
Because you're just like, you just need to just show up and be disciplined and see what somebody else is doing, and you can definitely learn from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so that's what we got to say on that. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to sound mean, but if you don't show up, you're on your own. Am I lying?
Real?
If you don't show up, you're on your own. I mean, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be 100% real. I mean, anyone that knows me knows that I moved back to Lagos in 2021, literally for my music. This is the reason why I'm in Nigeria. And it's like super, super important for me to prioritize that in all I do. So, I mean, it goes without saying that is my number one. It goes without saying. But one thing I'm happy about is that my job doesn't feel it. My job doesn't feel that my music is my number one, because I do my best to show up 100% at both. What about you? Like, would you say your outside gig is your number one, or would you just say the two are the same?
So I think like, I don't know, you guys see me every day coming into the office all dressed up. Literally, I'm just happy to like wake up, get dressed, come in, greet everybody and get work done. It's kind of like that alone is just like motivating me to just keep going every single day. So it's kind of like, I don't see it as like a side gig and like a 9 to 5. I just see it as, this is what I have to do. So that's how I see everything. To be honest, like, what am I really passionate about? I don't really know. I feel like I'm passionate about like convenience.
Yeah.
I'm very like
I love that.
I'm passionate about convenience, like for real, like anything that doesn't like put too much. I'm an ambitious person,
She's a soft babe.
but like,
Ambitious soft babe. Period. That's the lit fam. She's an ambitious soft babe.
yeah, like honestly, I don't want to be like out here like sometimes
Striving.
like that 9 to 5 is very like comforting, you know? It's very it's just nice to have that structure. So like that's what I mean. Like just coming in every day, showing up. I mean, that alone is going to teach me to like show up every day when I actually maybe at some
Exactly.
point go into like a different area and do my own thing full time. So yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that's literally the words we've got to drop for you guys. We hope that it was useful. Stay in school, kids, and all them things.
Of course, stay in school.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
do drugs and all them things. Yeah. Yeah. This is Kez and Michelle
Chilling on
signing
the
out.
Signing
weekend
out.
like usual.
Bye.
Watching SpongeBob and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. She took the wires to my PlayStation. She doing too much. I didn't wipe my butt. I just pooped and got up.